You guys asked me to talk about why I think most guys have so much trouble approaching girls and getting girls. One main reason is dating apps. Dating apps have really taken away the ability for a lot of men to approach women, which I think is actually really sad. The reason would definitely be social media, and guys are scared to be recorded or embarrassed or called creeps. And unfortunately, there is a trend of girls who will record guys at gyms approaching girls or embarrass guys in public if they go up to a girl, and it is absolutely ridiculous, but I do understand why that would deter men from even wanting to like go up to a girl.
Only like to know, single men, why you don't pursue anymore? What's up?
Where are the men that actually care about emotional connection?
I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy to be loved. I must not be important to him. What did I do wrong? Can I fix or change it? How do I solve this problem? How do I make him love me? Should I chase him? Should I pursue him? What should I do? How do I fix this? Why are you doing this to me? I can't imagine why you would leave me. I'm going to anxiously pursue you now.
So I used to work with all men, and people would always be like, oh, you must get hit on all the time if you work with all men. But what I had to explain was that actually in settings where it's like 70% men, 30% women, the women get hit on all the time. But in this case, I was literally the only woman on a 20-person team. And in those cases, the men just act like there are no women there and they ignore you. At least that's what I told myself.
Like, where are the men that actually want to build something with their person?
It's because you don't have a life, darling. And they do. Time to get a life. Men are not like women unless they are very insecure. Men don't need a lot of attention and presence to feel like they're loved. They don't need you to be all up under them. They need you to know where they are every second of the day. They don't need to be in communication with you 24/7.
And disappear because they feel like their effort is not being reciprocated.
Talk about it.
So hear me out. A lot of women feel like their approach to dating is, you as a man have to prove to me you are worthy of my time, my energy, and me being more vulnerable to you. And because of what you've been through, you think that's the right way to do it. But unfortunately, when you're dealing with a man who's actually serious and he's seeing you're holding back, you got walls up, he has concerns that you're wasting his time. So now he falls off because he's like, all right, she's tripping, she's not really making any effort. Are we actually making a mutual effort to get to know each other?
Okay.
So just make sure before you start throwing all kinds of accusations at the man, ask yourself, was I coming correct?
When I am out, so like when I go to the grocery store after the gym or I go to get a smoothie after the gym, it's like, leave me alone. Like, I can't, like, you can't breathe. So anyway, I wore this shirt, which is like a league shirt. And I have never had so many men approach me.
So tonight I'm at a club/bar and I'm super just like flowy, dancing the whole time, and I realize I'm not approached by any man.
If you ignore a woman, she's gonna think, I knew it. Nobody's ever gonna stick around. Nobody's ever gonna love me. I'm gonna be upset. And if she has an anxious attachment style, is very wounded and unhealed, she's gonna feel like, I gotta fix this, I gotta pursue him, I gotta make him love me to prove to myself that I'm worthy of love. I'm gonna go nuts, I'm gonna go crazy.
My theory on men liking approachable women by appearance continues.
Sitting on the fence, right? A lot of them are choosing not to date. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because you kind of need to know how these men are currently thinking right now, because this will help you with your question. What can we do to make a man that we see and like approach us so that he makes the first move? Well, you have to make him feel comfortable.
I hate when I complain that it's really hard to date because no one approaches me, and they're like, why? Is it because you're intimidating? And I'm like, no, why would you say that? And they're like, well, maybe you have a resting bitch face. And I'm like, no, I'm just fucking autistic.
Struck up a conversation with this girl that was like from Europe, and she was visiting Toronto, and she just was like, by the way, like the men here, they just don't like, they don't approach you, or like they'll find you attractive and just kind of like do nothing. And I was like, yeah, welcome to Toronto, sis.
I don't know what male gym goer needs to hear this, but please come up to us at the gym.
Fellas, they're trying to get us again, man. This is the second girl that's gone viral in the last month, talking about they want men to start approaching again.
Why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? Say shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically that guys don't even come up to you anymore. They'll just stare at you from a distance. As a woman who's trying to embody her feminine energy, you're not gonna catch me going up to the guy. You're just not.
Can we please bring back men coming up to us? Why are you so scared? Why are you so scared of coming up to us? Genuinely, I don't want, I get it, rejection, okay, I get it.
I'ma tell y'all what's going on. These women currently miss men approaching them. That's all it is. They miss men approaching them. They miss men doing nice things for them that men used to do. They miss men overall just simping on them.
Tell me why I get so mad when an ugly man approaches me or tries to hit on me. The audacity, stay in your lane.
This woman just exposed the true nature of modern women in one sentence. She gets mad when men she deems ugly dare to approach her. This is the entitled, delusional mindset of women who think they're God's gift to humanity when they're average at best. She's angry that men she considers beneath her have the audacity to express interest in her mediocre existence. This is what happens when society tells women they're queens just for breathing. This woman has been so brainwashed by social media validation and feminist delusions that she genuinely believes she's too good for 90% of men. She's a 4, but she's been convinced she deserves male model treatment from every interaction. The sheer arrogance and cruelty in her voice when she talks about men being in her lane is nauseating.
Who's gonna tell her? Who's gonna tell her that these men that are hitting on her are absolutely her lane? The majority of women shoot outside of their league because they think that they're more attractive than they actually are. Let's be for real. All of us are average. There's a very slim percent of people that are just naturally attractive. This woman, for instance, take away her filter, even in this video, take away her lashes, her lips, all of the things that you can tell that she was insecure about, take it all away and then see how she feels about that inflated ego that she's fucking putting out into the universe. I love how women are so comfortable getting on the internet saying medium ugly this and talking shit about a man's looks, but the reality is that the majority of women's looks can be removed with a makeup wipe.
All right, you see 3 girls sitting at the bar, and you think the middle one is flaming hot, and you're like, that's my girl. Do you walk over and talk to her or one of the other 2?
Not
Oh my God. I was going to say, do you send him a drink?
Send him a drink?
Or you're just,
No.
You're not going to say hi?
No.
You're just going to leave?
Actually crying because men don't approach you anymore. Do you want to know why they don't approach you anymore, Karen? Because if they approach you, he's a predator. And if he hits on you, oh my God, SA. Not to mention the fact that you guys catfish yourselves with 20 pounds of fucking makeup and your personality. So when he actually feels something, you show your fucking fangs and your psycho side. The amount of false accusations where pro basketball players and just random men in general have actually had their lives ruined because of shit like this, with the false fucking claims, that is why men are not approaching you. That is why men are not talking to you. It has nothing to do with your looks per se. You can be the most beautiful girl in the room and they would probably be dying to talk to you, and then they're going through a list in their head of everything you could do to fucking ruin their lives.
What are the rules to hitting on someone or approaching someone at the gym? Whenever I go to the gym, I see guys that I think are attractive that maybe I wouldn't mind getting to know, but one, I'm way too afraid to approach them.
I don't be trying to toot my horn, but maybe there's no good women out there, but there is good women. I'm good women.
I'm seeing on social media a lot these days of Australian girls talking about how modern day Australian guys aren't approaching them anymore.
I think chivalry is very quickly dying. Guys are sort of forgetting the old school mentality. And I think if you see a girl out and you're both making eye contact and there's some smiles, if she hasn't approached you within the first 15, 20 minutes, go up to her, because that's her way of saying, I'm not doing that. You come up to me, you hit on me.
Oh, hell no!
All right, I got one question for y'all men. Why are y'all afraid to approach a woman? What is it about a woman, or one thing, maybe 2, 3 things, about a woman that you see in public that attracts you, but you're afraid to approach her? What is it? Just off the bat, what is the reason?
All right, I'm gonna get straight to this. I want a partner. I want to find a husband. I want to find a partner. I am ready. I've prayed on it, and I've done all the work, all the self-growth. I have invested in myself to become the best woman, the best version, the best partner, the best future wife. And the problem now is, where are those men?
Women who are going out are starting to notice that chivalry is gone. Check this video out. I'll be right back.
What happened with the chivalry? You see that bar? You see the bar full of men sitting down, literally just watching women in heels stand up. Like, what happened to the men? Like, I'm so not used to this, and I never will be.
Ma'am, I'm going to explain to you why those men are sitting there. It's because you guys wanted to be strong and independent women. You're no damsels in distress anymore. You're not feminine anymore. You guys are grown men. You are the man that you want. So if you have to stand up because you got to the bar late because you was doing your makeup and your ankles are bleeding from standing up, they just gonna have to bleed.
How much have you made since starting in OF?
You want me to say it on here?
Yeah, if you want to say it. Or just show me, because I know you're logged in on your phone. $54,000? Y'all are sick. Y'all are weird. Where? I bet it... I don't even know what to say. $54,000 in a week. You're sick. Y'all are sick. Twisted. Sick.
You rather come across a random man or a random bear in the forest?
A bear.
Why bear?
Well, honestly, for me, well, whatever. I think bears are cute, so I want a bear.
What? You realize this is not a teddy bear that you like hug and snuggle with. It's a grizzly bear or a bear like that that will rip your face off, right?
But is it like just chilling there, or is it like is it like aggressive?
It's just a random bear. Like, look here.
Okay,
let me give
so
you an
then
example.
I choose the bear.
If you walked over to a random man in the street and you patted him on the head and he turned around, right, and said, "What the hell are you doing?" Do you think that he would physically assault you?
No.
If you walked over and patted a random bear on the head, what do you think would happen?
It probably would claw my face out.
If somebody said to me, would you rather be with like a short king who's 5'5" and treats you amazing and loves you, or would you be with a toxic man who's 6'3"? At this point in my life, I would be like, how toxic? How toxic are we talking?
This is female nature stripped of all pretense and social conditioning. She's admitting she's attracted to men who will treat her like garbage as long as they meet her superficial physical requirements. This is the black pill in action. Women will choose genetic superiority over character every single time. Height, facial structure, and dominance markers trump kindness, loyalty, and love. She's telling every short man watching that no matter how good he is, no matter how much he loves her, she will always prefer a man who abuses her if he's tall enough. This is why the "just be a good person" advice is complete garbage. Women don't want good men, they want genetically superior men who happen to treat them well, and if they can't find that combination, they'll choose genetics over character every time.
Okay, so currently what we're having right now is a large percentage of men are choosing to not date women anymore. Okay, a large percentage of men are choosing not to date women anymore. They just feel like there's hardly any benefit from it. They also feel like they don't really know what to do. They're scared to put the wrong foot forward. There's a lot of expectations on men these days. They're sitting on the fence, right? A lot of them are choosing not to date. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because you kind of need to know how these men are currently thinking right now, because this will help you with your question. What can we do to make a man that we see and like approach us so that he makes the first move? Well, you have to make him feel comfortable. Okay, because that is one of the main reasons why men are not approaching women in real life anymore, because they don't feel comfortable enough to do it. There's a stigma currently around men just approaching women in real life. So men don't really know what to do anymore. Okay, they're like, should I approach her? Should I not? Should I just pass up a baddie? Like, what should I do? Should I just go home, watch some TV? They don't know what to do, okay? Because it's tough out here for them. Now, I'm not telling you this so that we can sit here and feel bad for men. No, I don't really care, to be honest. It is what it is, right? But I'm telling you this because you need to be the kind of woman that makes the man feel comfortable to come forward. And how do you do that? By smiling. Smiling signals to the man that you are a very warm, bubbly, friendly, approachable woman, okay? You're not going to bite his ear off. You're not going to make him feel insecure. You're not going to interrogate him. When you smile, you are sending a signal to the man that it's okay to approach me, sir.
What you just witnessed is the complete moral and intellectual bankruptcy of modern Western women laid bare for all to see. These aren't isolated incidents or cherry-picked examples. This is representative of an entire generation of women who have been so corrupted by feminism, social media, and genocentric culture that they've lost all connection to reality, decency, and basic human values. You have average and below average women who genuinely believe they deserve supermodel treatment from men. They've been so inflated by Instagram likes, dating app matches, and feminist propaganda telling them they're queens that they live in a fantasy world where their mediocre existence deserves premium male attention. And this isn't just about looks, it's about the fundamental entitlement and cruelty that defines modern women. The sheer disgust and anger she expresses toward men who dare to find her attractive reveals a level of narcissism and lack of empathy that would be considered pathological in any other context. These women have been taught that male attention is something they're entitled to receive only from men they find acceptable, and any man who falls short of their delusional standards is basically committing a crime by existing in their presence. The woman making $54,000 a week selling her body online represents everything wrong with modern female sexuality. These women have been convinced that commodifying their bodies is empowerment while traditional femininity is oppression. They're digital prostitutes, but they've been brainwashed into thinking they're businesswomen. This is feminism's greatest lie, that selling your body is empowerment while being a wife and mother is slavery. These women have traded their dignity, their future relationships, and their self-respect for quick money, and they've been convinced this is progress. They don't understand that every photo they sell, every video they make, every interaction they have with their customers is destroying their ability to form genuine intimate relationships with men. The bare meme woman represents the complete disconnection from reality that defines modern feminism. She's been so sheltered by the very patriarchal systems she claims to oppose that she can fantasize about wild animals being safer than human males. She's never faced real violence or danger because men have created a society that protects her from those realities. But here's what's really happening behind all this noise and contradiction. These women are starting to panic. The confident, independent, strong woman facade is cracking, and underneath you can see the desperation and fear. They're realizing that their feminist fantasy isn't delivering the happiness and fulfillment they were promised. The women begging for men to approach them again, asking where all the good men went, complaining about the death of chivalry, these aren't confident, empowered women. These are lonely, desperate women who are starting to understand that they've been lied to about what would make them happy. They were told that career success would fulfill them, but they're miserable at work. They were told that casual sex would liberate them, but they're more anxious and depressed than ever. They were told that they didn't need men, but they're desperately seeking male attention and validation. They were told that traditional femininity was oppression, but they're watching traditional women find the love and happiness that eludes them. Many of these women could have been decent wives and mothers if they hadn't been corrupted by feminist ideology. But instead of learning traditional feminine skills, developing their character, and understanding their role in relationships, they spent their 20s riding the carousel, building their careers, and convincing themselves they were too good for the men who would have loved them. Now they're hitting the wall, their sexual market value is declining, and they're realizing that the top-tier men they think they deserve have unlimited options and no reason to commit to them. They're competing with younger, more attractive women for the attention of men who can afford to be extremely selective. The solution isn't for men to lower their standards or start approaching these entitled, corrupted women again. The solution is for men to continue walking away from this rigged game and let these women experience the natural consequences of their choices. Let them age into loneliness. Let them discover that their careers don't love them back. Let them learn that their cats and wine collections aren't adequate substitutes for the families they could have had. Men need to understand that these women aren't victims, they're willing participants in a system that hates masculinity and traditional relationships. They've had every opportunity to choose differently, and they've consistently chosen hypergamy, entitlement, and feminist delusion over love, loyalty, and partnership. The dating market collapse isn't a tragedy, it's justice. These women spent decades treating decent men like garbage while chasing genetic lottery winners who would never commit to them. Now they're experiencing the natural consequences of those choices, and men should feel no obligation to rescue them from the hell they created for themselves. Walk away, brothers. Let them have their bears, their OnlyFans careers, and their delusions of superiority. Find women from cultures that still value femininity and family, or simply focus on building your own life and wealth. Don't waste your time, energy, or resources on women who see your romantic interest as an insult and your commitment as an inconvenience. The gynocracy is collapsing under the weight of its own contradictions, and these videos are just the sound of desperate women realizing they bet on the wrong horse. Don't save them. They made their choices, let them live with the consequences.